From the roar of the crowd to the roar of the engine, this is Pit Pass.
Pit Pass is brought to you by Jake's Karts. Here's your host, Ron Fox.
Welcome to the Memorial Day edition of Pit Pass. This was supposed to be a weekend full of special events. Mother Nature had different plans though. On Thursday, I went to Port Royal Speedway to take in the Keystone Cup Sprint Car race. Unfortunately, that was rained out, as were many tracks this past weekend. On Sunday, I made the trek to Hesston Speedway to see their UFO Series doubleheader. In the first of two 25-lap Super Late Model features, Ron Delano Jr. jumps to the early lead. Outside pole sitter Matt Parks in the black 15 looks to the high side of Delano through 1 and 2. Third place starter Jeremy Miller in the number 1 makes a move off of turn 2, but settles into third until they hit 3 and 4. That's when he moves past Parks for second as the caution comes out after they get a lap in the books. On the restart, they are 3 wide at the line with Miller gaining the advantage on the outside. Parks and Delano are side by side briefly until Parks powers off of the low side of 2. JT Spence and Jason Covert in the yellow 43 then challenge Delano for the third spot. Covert muscles past Delano, but Spence takes over third. The caution comes out for Jerry Bard, who has slowed in turn 1. Covert then pits with a flat tire, but returns to action. After the restart, Spence pressures Parks, while Devin Freeze in the 12 closes on Spence in a battle for third, while Miller continues to open up his lead. Here we have father and son going at it for 5th. Jim Yoder in the blue 27 with his son Dylan racing to his outside in the 32 machine. For a number of laps, the 16 of Spence and Parks in the 15 lost distance to Miller as they contested the runner-up spot. While the Yoders raced for 5th, the 19 of Austin Hubbard tracked them down, but had nowhere to get around them. Up front, Jeremy Miller is lapping cars. Here he puts Bob Gordon down a lap and sets his sights on the next victim. Parks and Spence continued their duel for second place. The Yoders were still fighting for 5th, with Hubbard lurking not far behind. Spence eventually got by Parks as he used the 119 of Chad McClellan as a pick through 3 and 4. But Miller had built up a comfortable lead to take the checkers in feature number 1. Here's your top 5. Jeremy Miller with the win, followed by JT Spence, Matt Parks, Devin Freeze, and Dylan Yoder. Miller would pull a pill that inverted the top 11 finishers from feature 1 to determine the starting lineup for feature number 2. Once again, Ron Delano Jr. was on the pole. Greg Satterley in the 22 would make a move for the lead as they enter the first turn, but falls into second behind Delano as the action gets underway. On lap 2, we have a 3-wide battle for third with Nick Dixon in the 17, Jeff Ryan in the 92, and the 19 of Austin Hubbard. Ahead of them, Satterley is still looking for a way around Delano as they enter 1 and 2. On lap 6, Dixon has gotten by Satterley for second place, while Dylan Yoder in the 32 closes on Ryan for 5th. On lap 7, the winner of the first UFO race, Jeremy Miller, makes a little contact with the 43 Jason Covert. This slows him down, allowing both feathers to gain a spot. As Delano begins to encounter traffic, Dixon looks for an opening to take over the lead at the halfway point in the race. After getting by Satterley for third, Hubbard begins to reel in the leaders. Off of 2, he looks to the inside of Dixon. As they enter turn 3, he is able to complete the pass. Dixon would later regain the spot, however, neither one could stop Ron Delano Jr. from winning the second half of the UFO doubleheader. Following Delano across the line were Dixon, Hubbard, Satterley, and Dylan Yoder. I spoke with both Super Late Model winners after the show. Congratulations, Jeremy, on your win here in the UFO Series and your first visit to Hesston.
Yeah, it was pretty cool to get a win. They had a great racetrack for the first one. The second one, the racetrack got shot and did an inversion deal. I don't think anybody really passed, but it was cool, to get a win here, and had it look like a packed house, good crowd, good turnout. So hopefully they'll have us back next year.
And you have a way of winning these bigger events.
Well, we pretty much just run the bigger races. Once in a while we'll run some smaller races and test a little bit, but the way things are now, it's like you got to win to make enough to keep on going.
And you didn't help your cause there in that second feature anyhow, pulling the 11th position.
No, I don't really agree with that. I think there should be a cutoff point in there where worst you can start maybe is 6th. You don't take the guy that wins and penalize him to 11th on a track, then you can't race on. But it's their rules, so we just rounded it out. But I was happy in the first one where you could race all over the racetrack. We had a really good car, and I was real happy with it.
Did you anticipate the changes you said that happened to the track in the second feature?
Yeah, because with about 3 to go, it was actually starting to happen in the first feature. So I knew it was coming, and everyone was pumped up, about winning both of them. And it's like, I'm a realist, and I know that wasn't going to happen. But at least we had one, we got 1 out of 2, so that's not bad.
Ron, congratulations on the win. Maybe you ought to give some of your winnings to Jeremy Miller for that pill draw.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Racing Gods was with us tonight. That was an odd night. I mean, hell, I haven't had a front row start in quite some time. I get 2 of them tonight. So yeah, that was definitely the luck of the draw.
Now you started on the pole in the first race and kind of found your way to the back. What adjustments did you make to keep it up front in the second race?
Well, believe it or not, it was pretty small. Some small bar adjustments really is all we did, and we got a new car. It's only the 3rd night out on it, so we're still kind of feeling our way through that. And in that first race, it's like, holy mackerel, I'm really out to lunch, and didn't line up worth a darn. And it's amazing to me how just a few adjustments gets us right back in the ball game.
Now, we didn't see a whole lot of guys coming from the back to the front. Could you pass on the track?
Well, I was getting by some of the lap traffic. You had to be patient, and it's definitely a finesse track, a momentum deal, and you just kind of had to use your head and not overdrive the car, basically.
And you have experience here, so that helped.
Yeah, it does, but I'm still a rookie to a lot of these regional racers, so to come in here and race competitively with those guys is a big accomplishment for me.
And what are your plans for this year, since we haven't got too many races under the belt?
Well, we want to get some local racing in to get some seat time in the car and figure some of the changes out that we need to make. And then we definitely want to maybe cut back the amount of times we run and try to get to some of these regional shows, whether it's UFO or Free State Flyer, those types of races, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 to win shows that we feel we can be competitive at.
Now, you said this is a new car. Is it the same chassis you've been running?
No, actually, we moved to Victory Circle this year. We went out to Billy Moore's shop out in Arkansas and picked it up about 4 or 5 weeks ago. So it's all new stuff to us, and we're still trying to figure it out.
Well, you figured it out pretty well tonight.
Yeah, and we're glad to be here.
After the break, we will have more feature action from the Sunday night program at Hesston Speedway. Keep it here.
Family fun starts at Jake's Karts. Choose a kart from their showroom or have one custom built to your specifications. Custom paint, lift kits, wheels, tires, and rear seats are just a few options. Go ahead, shake it up. Whether you are camping or trail riding on any terrain, Jake's Karts has the perfect kart your whole family will enjoy. Stop in today for a test drive. Financing available for qualified buyers. Jake's Karts, Route 522 McBaytown, online at jakeskarts.com.